اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا معينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Inshallah, we'll study Surah Takasur today, and we start our class by listening to reciting of Surah Takasur.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألهاكم التكاثر. Al-Hakum al-Takasur means the desire to have more of the worldly gains. Okay, what Alha means? Alha, the root in Arabic, Alha is coming from Lahv, Lahava. We Farsi, we use it as well, Lahv. And the gerund is Ilha. It means occupying with some things or some jobs which are not important, or which they keep us away from our main goal. For example, we call music as lahv, yeah, and in Islamic law we have that music is haram and it is lahv. Why? Because we have got other important goals in life, which if we occupy ourselves with music, it takes us away from our main goal. It takes us away, our mind away, and it affects us. So it takes totally, it diverts our attention. So alha means whatever, it diverts our attention from the main thing, main goal in life. And takasur comes from kasara. The root in Arabic is kasara. Kasara means too much. Even in Farsi we say kasrat or kasir. Maybe in Urdu we have that as well. So kasara is many things, and when it comes, we have to explain before that in Arabic, the roots of the verbs, it can come to different shapes, which we call it different ways or different bobs. And when the shape is different, it affects the meanings. For example, alama, it comes from ilm, it comes from knowledge. Yeah, alama, ilm, ain, lam. In Arabic, if we say ta'allum, it comes in the shape of ta'allum. It means, for example, teaching. It means learning. But if we say ta'lim, if it comes in the way of taf'il, then it means learning. So it's the shape and the way we use the verb can change the meaning. Then kathara is the same thing. For example, when it comes in takasur, takasur is on the weight of tafa'ul in grammar, Arabic grammar. And it means that takasur means that increasing wealth, increasing, for example, whatever, which it diverts our mind from the main goal of life. So when it says al-hakum takasur, kum is you. Al-hakum takasur means that the desire to have more of the worldly gains have occupied you so much, and it means that, okay, But what does it mean? It says it wants. What does it want to tell us? It wants to tell us that you have neglected remembering your main goal by just being involved and busy with gaining worldly gains. You have been busy too much with this world, so you forgot what's the main goal of your life. And this can be, for example, about wealth, money, about properties, about wants, our worldly wants, about, for example, power, titles, and not even knowledge, which can take us, they can divert us from our main goal. And then it says in ayat number 2, حتى زرتم المقابر. حتى زرتم المقابر means even till you visit the graves. What does it mean? It says that the people who they would occupy too much with increasing worldly gains, and they would try to show off. For example, show that they would be proud of themselves, that, oh, for example, I've got this much money, and they wanted to add up on their money more and more, and they would be proud of themselves in front of other people, that, oh, see how much, for example, I've got money, or I've got properties, and I'm increasing it daily, and they put all their efforts in increasing worldly gains. They had carried on to the point that even when they would go to their graves of their families, their graveyards, and they would count the graves, and they would be proud that, oh, look, for example, our family has got more graves. They had gone so deep in worldly gains, which they would use even the graves, which is a symbol of other life, which is a symbol of ending this life, this worldly life. They would use it as to be proud of it, to show to others that, oh, see, even they would be proud of that they have got more graves in the graveyards. They had to live in that way. So Allah is saying that you have been occupied, you have been so busy to gain worldly gains, to the point that your mind is totally diverted from Allah and from your main goal in life, to the point that even you visit the graves. حتى زرتم المقابر. زرتم, it comes from ziyarat. Maqaber is the plural of maqbara. Maqbara means grave. To the point that you visit your, for example, relative's graveyard, and you are proud even of that. But graveyard is the symbol of that. It should remind you that this life is not permanent. This life will finish one day, and you will end up sometime in this life. And this, even the symbol of this, which is graveyard, is the symbol to remind you that this life is not permanent. Even you are counting the graves, and you are using this symbol against against the main goal of life, main intention for the life. Then after these two, which Allah explains the way how mankind is busy with this worldly life, Allah is saying, Kalla, kalla, sawfa ta'lamun. Kalla means nay. Kalla sawfa ta'lamun, nay. Sawfa shows the future, when the verb, it makes converts the verb to future time. And another thing is sawfa is used for emphasize as well. So kalla sawfa ta'lamun, nay, you shall soon know, or you will soon come to know what is reality. And again, in next ayat, Allah is emphasizing that ثم كلا سوف تعلمون. Again, Allah is saying, again, you will or you shall certainly know, you shall certainly come to know. Come to know what? Come to know what is reality, which we see what exactly mean in following ayats. And then Allah is saying, كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين. Again, nay, if you knew. لو means if, تعلمون. If you knew, when لو comes with تعلمون, makes it past tense. If you knew how علم اليقين, with a certain knowledge, with a sure knowledge, لترون الجحيم. Verily, you would have certainly seen the hell. Jahim means hell. Okay, what Allah wants to say? Allah is saying in ayat number 3 and 4, كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ. And then, ثُمَّ كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ. It means that there is something in the future that you will definitely know it. You will come to know it. Allah is saying it by emphasizing many times. Kalla, always in Arabic, it is used when it wants to say that what was said was wrong. For example, here, kalla is using that shows that what you think is wrong. It is just an imagination. It's just your thinking. It's not reality. So when we said ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر, it means Allah is talking to the audience who has got all his attention to the worldly things and tries his best and put all his efforts to gain worldly gains, and he wants to increase it and increase it. For example, somebody is earning money, and then what he does is that he wants to earn more and more money. Earning money is not bad, it's very good. But some people, when they have got enough money, they want more and more in a way that they totally forget what's this life for. That means al-hakum takathur. It means that your attention is totally towards increasing worldly gains, not attention to Allah and attention to the other life, which we will see in following ayats. It means that you are ignoring a real thing, you are neglecting the real goal of life, the real intention of life. And when Allah says, كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ, ثُمَّ كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ, Allah wants to say, by kalla wants to say that you are wrong. So whenever Allah uses kalla, it means nay, wants to say that what you think is wrong. And سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُ, you will know it soon. Definitely, you will know it soon. Okay, what does Allah talk about in these two ayahs? What is the reality that mankind neglects? كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم. Allah is saying that if you knew with علم اليقين, with a certain knowledge, لترون الجحيم. Verily, you would have certainly seen the hell. What does it mean? Notice these two ayahs. It is talking about, it looks like Allah is saying, even now you could see the Jahim. Jahim means hell. Okay? What is ilm al-yaqeen? Ilm al-yaqeen is, we want to explain, ilm is knowledge. Okay? Ilm al-yaqeen means a knowledge which we know it, for example. And there is difference between ilm al-yaqeen and ayn al-yaqeen, which we will see in ayat number 7. Allah is saying thumma in ayat 7, thumma latarawunnaha ayn al-yaqeen. What's the difference between ilm al-yaqeen and ayn al-yaqeen? Imagine I bring an example. For example, sometimes we experience the pain. For example, we have headache or we have tooth pain or whatever, we have some pain. When we have it ourselves and we experience it, for example, headache, we say that, oh, I've got headache. We are experiencing it with ayn al-yaqeen. But when somebody else tells us that, oh, I've got headache, for example, a friend tells us that I've got headache, that is ilm al-yaqeen. It means that at that time we are not experiencing it ourselves, but somebody else is giving knowledge. So it is like that. Jahim, which is hell, Allah is saying that, okay, now you have got ilm al-yaqeen. Even if you knew it by ilm al-yaqeen, you would not need to even experience it yourself. If by ilm al-yaqeen, it means that by knowledge you had got it, you knew it, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ, you could have seen Jahim. It means that you could have feel it, not by eyes, by sight, by your heart sight. You could feel it. ثُمَّ لَتَرَوُنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. What does this mean? Allah is saying, you shall see it with certainty of sight. You will definitely, you will see it with the eye of certainty. If you notice, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ, it has got law at the start. Law is for emphasizing, and لَتَرَوُنَّ, noon with shadda on top, with tashdid on top, that is again for emphasizing. So we see in ayat 3 to ayat 6, how many times Allah is emphasizing by kalla, sawfa, and again by repeating that ayat thumma kalla sawfa, and then in ayat 5 kalla again, law ta'lamuna ilm al-yaqeen, which we say law is again somehow in Arabic grammar, which we don't want to enter Arabic grammar. It is emphasizing that if you knew it by ilm al-yaqeen, if you knew it by certain knowledge, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ, definitely, certainly, you would have seen Jahim. And then ثُمَّ لَتَرَوُنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. Then Allah is saying, okay, now you don't believe in Jahim. Definitely you will see it later on by Ayn al-Yaqeen. With no doubt, you will see it with Ayn al-Yaqeen. It means that if you knew it by Ilm al-Yaqeen, by certain knowledge, you would have felt Jahim. You would have seen Jahim by, for example, heart eye. Okay, and then Allah is, who is the audience? It shows that Allah is in this ayat, the audience are those people that they are involved too much with worldly gains. Al-Hakumut Takathur. Okay, with which they just put lots of effort in gaining worldly things, worldly gains, and they can you hear me, Sister Fatima? Do you have voice, Sister Fatima?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So please let me know if my voice is disconnected. Okay. Okay, so in ayah 3, Allah is saying, Kalla sawfa ta'lamun. It means that nay, no, you will. It means that nay, it's not like that you think. You will soon understand it. You will soon know it. And again, ayat 4, again, Kalla, nay, you will soon come to know. And ayat 5, again, Kalla, law ta'lamuna ilma al-yaqeen, if you knew it by ilma al-yaqeen, by a certain knowledge. And ayat 6, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ, again, two emphasized in one ayat, la and nun with shadda. Definitely, certainly, you would see Jahim, the hell. And then ayat 7, Allah is saying, okay, now you have neglected it, you don't see it, but what happens is that ثُمَّ لَتَرَوُنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ, you will definitely see it with Ain al-Yaqeen, because who are the audience of this surah? Apparently, the audience are those people who they are busy with worldly gain. So Allah is by Summa لَتَرَوُنَّهُ عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. Allah is saying that because you have ignored Jahim in your daily life, you have ignored um, the hereafter life, and you have been busy with this life, you will experience Jahim. When you will experience Jahim, what happens? You will know it by Ain al-Yaqeen. Then it will not be Ilm al-Yaqeen. It will be Ain al-Yaqeen. It's like the pain. We said that when we have got a pain, that we experience the pain ourselves, for example, headache, it is with Ain al-Yaqeen. God forbid, and you will see Jahim by final yaqeen, because you will go to hell, God forbidden, and you will experience it. Allah is saying. Then what happens after that? ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. Then on that day, يَوْمَئِذٍ means on that day. On that day, you will certainly, again, لَا تُسْأَلُنَّ. تُسْأَلُنَّ is question. It comes from su'al. In Farsi, we have su'al as well. La is for emphasizing. Again, nun with shadda is for emphasizing. La tus'alunna means certainly you will be questioned. You will be questioned about what? Anin na'im. About na'im means all the blessings you had, abundant blessings. Then on that day, you will certainly be questioned about abundant blessings. It means that any blessing, any ni'mat you had in this life, you will be questioned on that day. That what did you do with it? So what Allah wants to say, the surah of the Surah Takasur will not be, is not classified to different groups. The whole surah is one group, but in two different parts. One part Allah wants to is explaining about the people um, who have been occupied by just gaining worldly things, to the point that they are even proud of, to show that we are increasing our worldly gains, and to the point that even they are proud of having more graves in graveyards, which is related to them, for example, to their relatives, their family, even they are proud of that to that point. And then Allah is saying that you will see, you will know soon. What you will know, and which Allah is saying, if you had ilm al-yaqeen, you could even see now. What is that reality? That is لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمَ. Jahim means, we said, hell. So if we can't see Jahim now, if we can't see the hell now, if we can't see it, we can't feel it by ilm al-yaqeen, does it mean that there is no hell at the moment? There will be no hell? Allah is saying, no. كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ ثُمَّ كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ كَلَّا لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عِلْمَ الْيَقِينِ لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمَ. Allah is saying, no. If you can't see it, if you can't sense it now, if you don't believe it by heart in the hell now in your day worldly life, it's not because it's not reality. Jahim is not real. No, Jahim is real, but you can't see it because you don't even have that ilm al yaqeen, means even the certain knowledge about it. How? Why? What's the reason? Because of takasur. But when you will leave this world, then you ثم لترونها عين اليقين, because you will experience it with عين اليقين, then you will definitely you will see it. So Allah, if you go through the ayats, you see that how Allah is saying definitely, definitely, certainly, how many times Allah is emphasizing that you will see Jahim with Ain al Yaqin. You will experience it. It means that this knowledge will end up to Ain al Yaqin, to a knowledge which you will experience it. Okay, now the question is that we said that the root of takasur, Allah, the way Allah explains in these ayats, Allah wants to tell us that, okay, you can't see Jahim, you can't see hell. But when you can't see it, or it is because you don't have ilm al yaqeen, because you are not aware of it. What's the result? The result is that you say that there is no Jahim. When you say there is no Jahim, then there will be no reason for you to be worried about it. So now I'm going reverse. If you notice, we are going the ayats reverse, because we said that tadabbur is one ayat after another. The way we came from ayat 1 to ayat 7, now we go reverse. Okay, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ, ayat 6. Okay, now Allah is saying that if you knew it, كَلَّا لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عِلْمَ الْيَقِينِ لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. If you knew with a certain knowledge, definitely you would have certainly seen the hell. It means that now you can't see it. Not the meaning of these two ayats, which Allah is saying, if you knew it, you would have seen it. It means that you don't see it now. You don't feel it now. You don't believe in it now. What happens when you can't see it? So you say that, oh, there is no hell, or you don't feel it that way, which can stop you from occupying all your life for worldly gains. And then when there is no hell, when you think that there is no hell, or you don't believe with your heart that there will be Jahim, there will be hell, what's the result? You will not be worried about it. And what will be the result? Takasur. It means that you put all your efforts to gain worldly gains. So it means the root of takasur, the main reason for takasur, according to Surah Takasur, is that you don't really believe in Jahim. Okay, with outwardly, maybe you say that, yes, we believe in Jahim, we believe in Ma'at, but the way you live, it shows that you don't really believe it in your heart. Okay, what's the solution? How? By believing Jahim, we come away from takasur. Allah is answering this question in ayat number 8. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. Allah is saying, definitely, certainly, you will be questioned about the abundant blessings. What does it mean? It means for this ayat number 8 means you will be responsible. Everything Allah has given you in this world, any blessing Allah has given you, you have been blessed by that in this world, you are responsible towards it. And you will be questioned. So takasur and feeling responsibility are totally against each other, are in front of each other, not beside each other. How? If we feel responsible, if we know that according to ayat number 8, we are responsible for all the blessings we have been blessed by Allah in this world, and we will be questioned on that day, the day of which Jahim happens, then we don't try to put all our efforts to gain more and more worldly things, because it matters to us. We feel responsible that how we spend our blessings, how we use our blessings. For example, if we have got health, if we have got children, if we have got properties, if we have got knowledge, everything, we feel we are responsible towards it. Or even we feel responsible how we are responsible to take care of our health, for example. So any blessing we have been blessed, we feel responsible towards it, according to ayat, if we know ayat number 8, that we know that we will be questioned for it. Okay, what did you do? For example, what did you do? How did you use your tongue? How did you use your eyes? How did you use your ears? How did you react towards your family, towards society? What did you do, for example, with the knowledge you had? How, how, um, how did you help your family or poor people with the money you had? All this, any blessing you can imagine. Just I brought some as an example. If we know that we will be questioned for it, so it will be a stop for us that we just think about just increasing it as worldly gains. We know that all the blessings we have been blessed, we we should use it in the way of Allah. So if we want to explain generally what the Surah Takasur says, Ayat 1 and Ayat 2 explains about the audience of the Surah, which they are neglecting the hereafter life due to takasur, due to increasing worldly gains. They are too busy with earning more and more worldly gains. It can be money, it can be knowledge, it can whatever. And they don't feel that there is a main goal for life, and they are responsible for all these gains, how they spend it, the way they use it. Even children, how we bring up our children, and we are responsible for it. And then from ayat 3 to ayat 8, with kalla, with la, with noon, with shadow, with different grammar points and words, Allah is emphasizing and explaining that the reason, that root or reason which has made takasur, which is the cause of takasur, which is the reason that people, they just want to increase, gain their worldly gains, and they are neglecting their main goal of life, is that they don't believe in Jahim. Jahim means hell. And they don't feel responsible. They don't feel any responsibility towards their gains. According to ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. They are unaware of this, that they will be questioned for all their blessings. They think that in this world they are in a race just to gain more and more. Okay, now question is that how can we increase our belief in Jahim? Okay, how can we increase it? Again, ayat number 8, Allah is saying that لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. In fact, in Surah Takasur, Allah wants to tell us that there are two different views towards life. One view is the view of Takasur, and one view is the view of that we feel responsible. If the view is the view of the person is Takasur in life, he spends all his life, his time, and all his efforts in gaining worldly things without believing in Jahim and without feeling responsibility towards what he gains, that he has to spend it in the way of Allah, the way Allah wants to use it. But if the view of the person is that he feels responsible, he believes in ayat number 8, he knows he is aware of ayat number 8, so he feels responsible that he will be questioned, so he will not put all his efforts and all his life, he will not spend all his life in gaining worldly things. This is the guidance of Surah Takasur. Inshallah, Allah help us that every blessing we have been blessed in this life with, whatever we have, children, money, knowledge, even whatever as normal properties which we have got, eyes, healthy ears, healthy tongue, and whatever we have, whatever we think about, because whatever we have in this life are the blessings we have been blessed with Allah. Inshallah, Allah helps us that we be thankful to Him for them, and we use them towards in the way to get closer to Allah. Not just we spend all our life to increase them by neglecting the main goal of life and by forgetting that there will be Jahim one day. We will be questioned for all the blessings. And inshallah, Allah helps us that we believe in Jahim more and more. Because, and maybe there is a question that how can we increase the belief in Jahim ourselves by feeling responsibility, according to Surah Takasur, by feeling responsible towards every blessing we have, by knowing, by reminding ourselves that we will be questioned for all the blessings on the day of Qiyamah. If we be aware of that responsibility, then the belief in Jahim and the belief in Qiyamah will increase inside us. The more we believe in Jahim and the day of Qiyamah, we feel more responsible. You see, it has got, in fact, it has got a direct, what can you say, a direct relationship together. Believing Jahim and feeling responsibility, they can affect each other directly. The more we feel responsible towards blessings, that we will be questioned for them, so we use them more in the way of Allah. The belief in Jahim will increase in our hearts. And when the belief in Jahim will increase in our hearts, what happens? Again, we feel more responsible towards all the blessings we have. So the whole guidance of Surah Takasur is that be careful, don't put all your efforts or don't spend all your life just in gaining worldly things, just in gaining worldly gains more and more, and don't neglect and ignore resurrection day. Don't be aware, always be aware of Jahim, and know that Jahim is a reality, and you will be questioned for every blessing you have on the day of Qiyamah. By believing that, then you feel responsible, more responsible towards the blessings you have, and you will not spend all your life in the way of تكاثر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.